All right, this has been fun. Before we wrap up this episode, let's just have a quick chat about what's going on in season 2. What do we know so far for season 2?
Well, there is going to be a season 2.
Yes.
Apparently back in 2018, 2 seasons were ordered. So we knew this right away.
Yeah, it's great. During a Lower Decks panel at New York Comic-Con 2020, which is not too long ago, with special guest Jonathan Frakes, McMahon said that season 2 will pick up on the Titan with Boimler under the command of Captain Riker, and that Captain Riker will appear in at least the first episode of season 2. I'm pumped about that.
Can you see me smiling?
Yeah, I'm pumped.
The funny part is that McMahon has a cat named Riker. So now he gets to write for Riker's character.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just blows Mike McMahon's mind.
Do you think he tests the writing out on his cat?
I hope so.
He says like,
do you like jazz?
Warp 5, 6, 7, 8. Did you like that, Riker? Yeah? No, he liked it.
I don't think Mike McMahon ever thought that he would ever meet Jonathan Frakes or write for Riker ever. Like ever.
No, he told a story on this panel where he saw Jonathan Frakes in the airport and he just yelled, Frakes! And then turned around in the airport embarrassed.
And his wife was there too, which cracks me up.
And then who said it? Tawny? Who was with him that said it? It's like, did you just ding dong ditch Jonathan Frakes?
Yeah, it might have been Tawny.
I can't remember who it was, but it was so funny. We'll put a link to that in the show notes so you can check it out, or just Google NYCC Lower Decks and it'll come up.
Yeah, that's a really fun panel to watch. A lot of times these Comic-Con panels, the actors, they just don't seem too excited to be there.
Yeah.
And this panel, they're very entertaining.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Deanna Troi will be back, though. We haven't heard any of that.
So far, she's not set to be back.
I like that a lot. I thought they drew her really cute.
Uh-huh.
Like, they got the size right between Riker and Troi. Like, he's real tall and she's kind of short. Her hair was really cute. Like, they did a nice job on drawing both of them.
Yeah, like her eyes, like her, is it the pupils or the iris or whatever? It was like supposed to be bigger.
Yeah, she's not human.
On her to show like she's a betazoid.
Yeah, exactly. She's not human.
And they have a new chief of security that McMahon is excited for us to see. He says the person who will be heading security will be somebody that fans are really interested in.
Ooh.
I wonder who that's going to be.
Speaking of speculation, let's get into some speculation. Let's wrap this episode up with some information that is completely probably untrue, that we have no inside source, but pretend like we do.
Yeah, it's fun to speculate. Everybody welcome Java Dog to the podcast.
Hey, Java Dog.
McMahon's comments about the fans being interested in the new security chief are super fun. Who do you think it's going to be?
I honestly don't think it will be anyone that would be really high ranking, even though that's a pretty high ranking station.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably going to be somebody from Voyager. We haven't had much Voyager representation. And I'm betting it's going to be B'Elanna Torres, played by Roxanne Dawson. Or perhaps Tom Paris, who's played by Robert Duncan McNeil.
Ooh.
By the way, Voyager just made it back to Earth. It's right about the time, I think it's been maybe a year or so, they'll be debriefed and they'll be ready to get new ship assignments. So I think the timing just works out perfectly that they'll start filtering them in. And they're not going to put an ex-McKee criminal on a very high-end ship. The Cerritos is perfect for B'Elanna Torres.
Yeah.
At least to get back into Starfleet and all that.
Seems like if you made it back on Voyager, you'd just be like, I'm done with Starfleet, staying on Earth. Or you really love it and you want to go back out.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
What about Mariner? Is she going to have a new buddy or coworker to replace Boimler?
This is a tough one. I really think Jack Quaid is done with Lower Decks. Unfortunately, Mariner is going to have to move on. I hope not, though. I don't have any insider information. It's just my gut feeling after hearing like the way McMahon and Quaid talk on these panels.
Yeah.
It seems like thanks for a job well done, more so than it's can't wait to see what you're going to do in the next season.
I sure hope he doesn't leave.
Hopefully Boing Boing comes back, but maybe it'll be her and Ransom, because now she's the captain's BFF again.
Yeah.
Her and Ransom are going to team up because now he knows and he's butt kisser.
Oh, yeah.
So, and they definitely like each other because like one of the very last things Ransom says to her at the very end is like, man, that's hot.
No.
Remember?
Uh-huh. Will Boimler last on the Titan or get transferred back to the Cerritos? What do you think his life is going to be like now?
I think he's going to just live happily ever after on the Titan. I don't think they're going to show the Titan much, and maybe we'll get to see cameos from, maybe now and again. The other thing I was thinking is, what's Wesley Crusher up to? I need to look back at canon of TNG. I can't remember what he ended up getting to. It'd be cool to see actual Wesley Crusher again on the show.
It totally could do it because Will Wheaton does the Ready Room.
For sure. He's ready to work, I'm sure.
He's probably dying to be on the show, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm in TNG. I'm still an actor.
Yeah. I act. Look at me.
Now that Mariner and her mother are respectful to each other, will Mariner get a promotion and be proud of it? What do you think's going to happen with their relationship?
I hope McMahon doesn't revert back to the old ways. I do think that it's time for Mariner and the captain to get along a little better. And if Mariner is going to be used for like covert breaking of the rules, I think it'll be really fun.
Yeah. Like, so the mom will be the hardcore to the books and Mariner will be the one that breaks the rules so they can actually get the jobs done.
Exactly. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah. I guess we did see that in an episode or two, them working together like that. What do you think is going to happen with Rutherford now that he has lost his memory?
It's really a weird thing because he's still on the Cerritos and it still seems like he's working normally. I think he's just going to go back to work. I don't think they're going to make a big deal about it. He's probably still a great engineer. That's my thoughts anyway.
Yeah.
So before we wrap this up, are there any final thoughts on Lower Decks?
I hope that Riker gets his own spin-off show. The Titan ship was super awesome and Riker was super funny. It just blew me away. I wasn't expecting myself to like this as much as I did. Like, I'm usually like, oh, let's go into the future. Let's have some new characters, new stories, new tech. And when they brought Riker and Deanna back on the Titan, I was just like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's really weird why they never made a Riker spinoff anyway. It seems like the next logical Star Trek to make. Deanna Troi a requirement?
That she's there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think
so
if Riker is there, I think that she should be there as well because we know that they end up together because of Picard. I mean, they're still together, so.
I like that, that husband and wife playfulness. I think it's really cute and it's fun to watch. I'd watch that. If they made it, I'd watch it.
Yeah, totally.